So you'll signal me. Ladies and gentlemen, the Director of Academics and the graduands. Well, I'm sort of teasing. Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession. You may be seated. Thank you. So welcome to everybody to our second graduation ceremony of 2022, this one in September, and we're so thrilled to see all of you here. It's my honor to be your master of ceremony today at this important event, which marks the transition of our guests of honor from students to alumni. Now, my name is Oliver Olson. Hopefully all of the students remember me. I'm a faculty member in marketing and strategy here at MSM. I've had the pleasure to spend time with almost everybody here in the audience, and I'm extremely proud to participate in this manner in honoring their efforts at today's event. Now, we do need to get some housekeeping out of the way. As students would say, this is your syllabus for today's efforts, for today's ceremony. Let's make sure we have a nice and safe ceremony. I want you to get comfortable. We have some really exciting events and surprises for you today, and it will be a wonderful event. Now, we invite you to not turn off your phones, but please turn off the ringers. Put them on silent. And if you would like to share something, which we encourage you to do, we will assume that you're sharing nice things about the ceremony, not texting or looking at Facebook. And when you do share those, please use the hashtag. You'll see it there at the bottom of the banner. You see the hashtag here, hashtag MSM Graduation 22, so that you can remember this in the future, so you can share this with your friends and family. And you can also tag us at Maastricht School of Management, all one word. We are in the social media age. Now, you do not need to use your phone for photographs. Of course, I can't stop you from doing that. Actually, maybe you should for putting things on Twitter and Instagram. But we do have professional photographers here, actually multiple photographers that will be taking official photographs that will be available through MSM channels after the ceremony. So you can sit back and relax and enjoy what you see. And the entire event is being recorded, as some people are actually watching it live online. We welcome those that are watching it online. So you will have this event for your memories. Now, you can find the link at the MSM website. If any of you have family that don't know the link, please you go and find it. You can Google it at YouTube. You can find the stream and send it out quickly to your friends and family so you can watch the rest of today's ceremony. And remember, hashtag MSM Graduation 22. So they'll all be available, the photos and videos, after the event. Now, in case of emergency, we have to take care of this. You will find 3 emergency exits, 2 in your back, 1 on the side. There are no oxygen masks, but hopefully you may have some water with you. On the balcony, there's also 2 exits available in case of emergency. Now for the fun part. At the end of today's ceremony, we will be having a dinner that you're all invited to, and actually in a really cool location that I'm excited to see. The dinner will be from 6 o'clock until 11 o'clock, and we expect you to fully utilize and enjoy all 5 hours of that time. It's going to be at a restaurant called La Caverna, about 5 to 6 kilometers away from us here in Cartier-en-Quer, actually in the caves in the hills. So it's really going to be a special occasion, especially for those that have been here studying and haven't had time to see the caves, or for your guests that are here out of town. There will be buses that'll leave at 17:45 to take you there, and then buses will bring us back. Of course, if you have your own transportation, you're welcome to use that, and we'll give information. I'll remind you at the end of the ceremony those details, but that will be a wonderful dinner, time to celebrate with your colleagues, classmates, friends, and family. Now, I will tell you now, at the end of the ceremony, we also want to follow proper decorum and respect for our graduates and our faculty and our staff. So at the end of the ceremony, first allow the students to leave the room, and then the academic procession in reverse order of the way they came into the room today. Then at the end, if you please remain seated, you'll be able to leave after they're done. So don't you hate it when the plane lands and people start getting their luggage before you're at the gate? Don't do that. Wait until the students and the faculty leave, and then you're welcome to end the ceremony. So, now that all the rules have been explained, there's not going to be a test, I promise you. I can finally welcome our guests today. First of all, and most importantly, I want to welcome our graduates on their special day. Yes, you're welcome to. That is so nice to hear a full room of clapping. It's been missed. I would also like to welcome our keynote speaker, who's joined us today, Professor Dr. Damayanti Bukhari, who's joining us from Indonesia. We also have our two alumni speakers that'll be with us today, Ms. Yeva Yusian and Ms. Hoda Mansour. So thank you for joining us. We'll be looking forward to hearing from you later today. In addition, we'd also like to welcome Mr. Leon Frisse, the former governor of the province of Limburg. It's an honor to have you here today. And as well as the management, staff, and faculty of MSM. And thank all of you. And students, graduates, please remember to thank all of them for all their efforts in making today possible. Finally, we extend a warm welcome to the family, friends of our students that are both here in person and on the live stream. We know that they would not have been able to do this without you. I know you didn't write their papers for them, you didn't attend class for them, but without the support both beforehand, during, and after, we know this would not be possible. So thank you for your efforts in making this possible. So, this brings us to our first speaker. I'd like to introduce Mr. Meinhard Ganz. Mr. Ganz is a longtime member of the management board of MSM, initially in the capacity of Director of International Project Operations and Consultancies, and currently in the capacity of Chief Executive and Dean for one more day. Mr. Ganz is an economist and a chartered accountant by background. However, he has mainly been involved in MSM's project operations. He has a track record of project work in around 50 countries, in numerous assignments working for the higher education sector, government, and the business community. Throughout his long tenure at MSM, he's been involved in the development and startup of many of MSM's landmark programs, including the MBA, the Global MBA Series, the Executive Education Programs, and MSM's International Project Operations. And this isn't in the script, but I also want to thank him for helping us during the last 3 years through the COVID times and the merger and with the University of Maastricht. You've been instrumental in making that happen. We all thank you for that. That's 4 years. Thank you for the reminder. I will. As you come on up, I'll remind all of our speakers today, please use the handheld microphone so the people online can hear us well. And also remember to keep it up to your mouth. So, like that. Hear the difference? Hear the difference? So, Mr. Ganz, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Oliver. It was 4 years indeed. And a nice way, I think, to close, to finish my last day. But there will be a little bit more after this. All right. Great to see all of you here. Respected guests, participants, of course, family, colleagues from MSM, but also colleagues from our educational partners here in the audience, and, of course, via live stream. In my capacity of Dean, in my last day, obviously, Maastricht School of Management, on behalf of all my colleagues, I'm privileged to participate in this graduation event for the various MBA, Master of Management, DBA, and MPhil programs. It's a special occasion, first of all for you, of course, for a number of reasons, but also for us it's a special occasion. For you, it marks the closing of your study program, 1 year or more years it took. It's a milestone that you have achieved with a lot of hard work, commitment, and perseverance. For MSM, the MSM community, it's at the brink of merging with Maastricht University and becoming part of the School of Business and Economics. At this time also celebrating 70 years of existence. MSM started in 1952. and celebrating almost 40 years of MBA education. This will be the last MSM graduation in this setting and in this building. As of Monday, we will move over, become part of Maastricht University, move to a different location. So for us, it's also a moment of mixed feelings. For me personally, as you probably heard from Oliver, I'm one of the old-timers here. Some people say I'm part of the furniture, but I've been working here for I think close to more than 30 years. Let's stick to that. And we have been in this building in MSM since 1990, so more than 30 years indeed in this building. And there's a lot of history here. There are a lot of footsteps from us here. And in that respect also it's difficult for us to give it up. So we have a bit of mixed feelings about it, a little bit of sentimental feelings, I think. And this is what we leave behind. On the other hand, of course, we are excited about moving into Maastricht University. Provides us with a lot of new opportunities, also with a number of challenges. But I think at MSM we're good at dealing with the challenges. And I think what will come out of this is the new MSM that will emerge. This is the exact moment in time, I think, where the past of MSM meets the future of MSM. This is really the last day. The period we're living in now, in the aftermath of the global pandemic, it's one of those moments in time that marks a change in the world order. It's probably something that shows up in the history books. Although the global pandemic as such seems to be under control at this point in time, in terms of the medical and societal challenges, reoccurrence is still anticipated. Due to the pandemic at the beginning of 2020, many paradigms in society changed. Life implies, of course, change, but these were changes that were only anticipated 10 or 20 years down the line and becoming reality overnight. Longer-lasting impact of the pandemic will be in the changes that affect society in general. However, relevant for us also, it translates into how organizations work, including businesses, government agencies, and, for example, universities in the aftermath of the COVID pandemic. One of the challenges that we face now is life in the internet era, living in a largely virtual environment in our daily lives. Role of digitalization in work and private life and the use of information technology and data analytics are here to stay. At the organizational level, this often translates into remote work practices, managing distant virtual workforces, becoming standard practice now, and changing the way that organizations perform. And hence also leadership and management is changing. Managerial aspects like managing people in an organization, steering and controlling, teamwork driving innovation, inclusive management, to name just a few, all will be affected in terms of changes in management and changes in leadership. In that respect, for you as managers, you'll be living in interesting times. And this is, by the way, a curse that's used in China, so don't take it lightly. This is a time that requires leadership. The question is whether it requires different kinds of leadership, and to that effect also whether you are prepared for this different kind of leadership. It seems that the workplace now is a living lab where the future is reinvented, and as such also leadership and management is being reinvented. In that respect, there's one certainty for you: change surrounds you and will continue to do so. So don't anticipate that your learning journey ends here. It's just the start of a new stage of your learning. When you return to your jobs out of your MBA program with new mindset, new skills, you probably immediately become part of this process, reinventing the future and establishing new leadership practices, operating in the eye of the storm. Part of the basic traits of leadership remain, irrespective of the setting in which you operate, including value-driven, inclusive leadership, entrepreneurial mindset, and a global perspective. Many of these competencies operating under drastically changing conditions are not fully fledged and fully reflected in textbooks or case studies. But I hope that our programs have provided you with the core assets, the skills, the mindset, and the drive to assist you in further unlocking your leadership potential. For you, graduates, this ceremony ends an intensive period of study and personal development. It came with many sacrifices in family life and personal life. In particular, also for our international student community, It's hard to be away from family and friends, facing the various uncertainties that it brings to all. It's been a learning journey in all kinds of ways, developing your competencies and skills inside and outside the classroom through the regular teaching process by our faculty, however, importantly also mutual learning through your fellow participants. It also has been a global learning journey, so many nationalities and cultures in one classroom. This multicultural dimension may have complicated your learning process in a way. However, we expect that in the end, it also has made it a unique and rewarding experience that will benefit you for life as a global citizen. For our team at MSM, this ceremony marks the end of our intensive relation with you, the participants. We have, of course, been providing our educational inputs over the past years, some counseling, some guidance, occasionally where needed some disciplining, and I got some feedback about some of the programs that needed more disciplining as the others, but it was part of the game. Where needed, trying to provide some comfort and encouragement, acting as a surrogate family for you in the process. Altogether, we've been trying to share the learning journey with you, and also this process is coming to an end. We trust that MSM once more, under challenging conditions, has graduated a cohort of students that will become part of a new generation of leaders, able to face new, partly uncharted sets of challenges. Let me congratulate you with this successfully reaching the end of your study program and your graduation. For the record, I express on behalf of the whole MSM community our deep respect to you for this extraordinary achievement. I wish you every success in life, personal, family-wise, career-wise, after completing your learning journey. For our graduates, from this moment onwards, you will be MSM ambassadors. Enjoy this moment of celebration today, and from tomorrow onwards, stay in touch with us as alumni and MSM ambassadors of the new MSM that will emerge after this weekend. Finally, I also want to express my sincere thanks to the MSM academic community and the MSM support teams, and want to pay tribute to their outstanding performance in delivering these programs. Normally at this occasion, I refer to the current programs, the ones that you've been through, which we are closing down now. But effectively, I want to extend this to the contribution over the past years. And for many of my colleagues, the senior ones here, same as me, over the past decades that they have been contributing to MSM. It's important that MSM continues in the same spirit, the same drive, however, as of next week, in a new setting. I look forward to working together with all of you to safeguard the unique spirit in this organization that we have, although operating in a new setting, still working towards the realization of our ambitions, contributing to a maximum extent to global leadership development, fostering sustainable economic development. All right, to celebrate our 70th anniversary and the remarkable achievements that we have realized over the past decades, I would like to take a moment to look back at what we have done, why and in what way we have done this, driven by what values. For this, we have prepared a short video highlighting MSM in the historical context, highlighting 70 years of MSM. It's a pleasure to share this moment with you as part of your graduation as well as our celebration of 70 years. So I invite you to share this video with us at this point in time. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm privileged to present to you Maastricht School of Management's 70 years contribution to global management. In the following minutes, we will take you on a journey through MSM's rich history, highlighting our achievements over the past 70 years and demonstrating the value of our extended global network. On behalf of Maastricht School of Management, I want to pay tribute to everyone who has contributed to its success in these 70 memorable years.
Our journey starts in Delft, at the local technical university, where in 1952 the Research Institute for Management Science, the former name of today's Maastricht School of Management, was founded. In those early days, our courses are only available in Dutch. But just 3 years after our foundation, we implement our first international courses on small-scale industries. Another 4 years later, we focus our attention beyond the Netherlands and start providing technical assistance and training to developing countries. In the Western world, social progressive values that begin in the 1960s continue to grow. And in that light, we too continue to grow. In 1979, Professor El Namaki joins our ranks as Dean. Under his leadership, we start our first Master of Business Administration program in the Netherlands. As our courses grow, we grow. And after 37 successful years, our campus in Delft is getting too small. From now on, the historical city of Maastricht is our new home, which is festively opened by His Royal Highness Prince Claus of the Netherlands. Indonesia is the first country abroad where we start an MBA program, followed by China only 1 year later. Also in 1992, we expand our capacity development projects to Central Asia and the Middle East to help local business communities and individuals over time. Following the establishment of our campus in Maastricht, we officially change our name from RVB to Maastricht School of Management, or as it's commonly called, MSM. Together with that new name, we add our first executive MBA to our curriculum. After Asia and the Middle East, Africa becomes part of our MBA partnership family in 1994. Meanwhile, in Maastricht, we introduce the Doctor of Business Administration program. More and more people from all over the world of all ages discover us as a place of knowledge, like Claricel Uvienko in 1996 from the Philippines.
My experience with MSM was rich, widespread, and very inspiring, both from a personal perspective and academic standpoint. MSM is a culturally diverse organization that offers a wide range of learning that upscales one's proficiency.
Another chapter in our journey is the launch of the joint MBA program with Nanjing University in China, a strong education partnership that has been running for almost 25 years and is still in effect today.
在20多年的岁月中，我们精诚合作，致力培养优秀管理人才。中荷合作 MBA 项目不断向前发展创新，得到社会各界越来越多的认可。中荷合作项目连续多年被评为最具影响力中外合作 MBA 排行榜 TOP 10。
Not only our Chinese programs get noticed, all over the world our courses are awarded with international and national accreditations. The Business School of Nanjing University is one of the pioneers of business administration education in China. And the Sino-Dutch International MBA program is the first Sino-foreign cooperative education project approved by the Chinese Ministry of Education.
我们始终把人才培养置于各项工作的首位，始终牢记人才培养的根本任务，将国际最前沿的学术思想、研究方法和经世济民的情怀传授给学生。
It's March 1st, 2000 when the first MBA partnership in Latin America becomes a fact. Since then, hundreds of MBA students graduated at the Centrum Católica of Los Alamos, Lima, Peru. We are proud to welcome Professor Dr. C.K. Prahalad at our Invest in the Future conference in 2008. In that same year, MSM initiates the Sustainable Development Centre with the key project Roundtable Africa. The centre delivers 30 DBA students who conducted research during the period of 2008 to 2014. Students like Joseph Joshua Wongbe from Kenya.
The Doctor of Business Administration program offered me the opportunity to deepen my understanding of research processes, and from that I've been able to interact more appropriately with my senior colleagues. Additionally, I had the opportunity to bring together stakeholders from across the value chain for roundtable discussions on the constraints affecting the industry.
A new philosophy is developing around the new millennium. A philosophy that aims to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This desire to grow without harming the prospects of future generations is deeply rooted in MSM's DNA. It is therefore not surprising that in 2008 we co-signed the Principles for Responsible Management Education, because bold leadership and innovative thinking are needed to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Some of those goals come together for us in our collaboration with the Institute Pertanian Bogor. This Indonesian National Agricultural University in Bogor specializes in agricultural sciences, a collaboration that starts in 2008.
Our work has a main focus on sustainability, particularly related to tropical agriculture. Together, we nurture the Sustainability School of Thoughts and its practices through a combination of collaborative research projects, knowledge exchanges, and student internships. Implementing sustainability hinges on the partnership with the private sector. To this end, we both understand the need to engage the private sector in our endeavor for sustainability.
Back in the Netherlands, new students apply at MSM. Students like Alan Nurikie from Burundi.
And then this MBA program helped me to increase my knowledge in creative thinking, in problem solving, but also in entrepreneurship. Since graduating, I created my own company called Wajenzi, which is an investment marketplace allowing individuals to invest in startups in Africa.
In 2012, we celebrate our 60th anniversary together with Her Royal Highness Princess Maxima of the Netherlands. We are entering into new collaborations. Close to home with the RWTH Aachen University, and in Zambia with the introduction of the Master of Management in Education. We introduced new programs with Nanjing University Healthcare Management MBA program, and in Maastricht, we launched the Master in Management as well as our first online MBA. Our international project and consultancy department, as in Latin America, where we're active for over 50 years in all kinds of capacity development projects, such as the Coca Local Economic Development Project in the Coca region of Colombia. Together with the University Foundation of Popayan, the C-led project contributes to increasing knowledge and skills in participation methodologies, recognition of the gender approach, and active partnership in peace building.
Alrededor de 3 años, el proyecto CLET, que es ejecutado por la Escuela de Negocios de Maastricht, ha generado una dinámica muy importante en nuestra región, en el fortalecimiento de capacidades de las instituciones locales, académicas e institucionales, en los municipios de Caldono, Totoró y Silvia.
In many of these projects, we collaborate with NUFIC. An example is the 2020 Orange Knowledge Programme, RESCOM, a project committed to climate change, security and rule of law in the Sahel region.
Ce partenariat a été une occasion d'apprentissage, de bonnes pratiques, mais aussi des stratégies innovantes de la part de Maastricht School of Management. Nous lui sommes très reconnaissants pour ses efforts consentis afin de permettre aux universités du Sahel et surtout notre université, mais aussi les organisations de la société civile dont nous sommes membres, de maîtriser la démarche systémique, mais aussi le management des conflits.
Another example is the Bright Future in Agriculture project.
Before taking my leadership role as a woman, I was not sure if I would be capable for the leadership role, but the training female talent development within the Bright Future in Agriculture project made me the leader of my life, my work, and my staff member.
To better reflect its core activities, the International Project and Consultancy Department changes its name to Expert Centre on Emerging Economies in 2021. And that brings us to MSM today. For 70 years, we have contributed to management development worldwide. We have a solid footprint in emerging and developing economies, provided internationally accredited global management training, and we managed a large number of capacity building projects around the world. We have built an extensive network of partners in more than 50 countries and close to 22,000 alumni.
After graduation, I carried with me vast knowledge and experience that helped me in my journey to where I am right now.
The Master in Management program at MSM was a professional bridge that I needed to the Netherlands. A one-year full-time program was great to refresh my management skills besides providing me with an international network.
I am also working with MSM as a consultant on a project to support WIN, a Woman Invests, an organization in my country. I am happy to be part of this program because I am also contributing to the development of my country through MSM.
After years of working, I felt entering an MBA study was the right step to broaden my strategic and analytical thinking and deepen my knowledge in business management. Studying at MSM enabled me to think more on the strategical level and see the correlation of actions. I was also able to switch industries from finance and manufacturing to IT and healthcare.
I'm proud of everything we and our partners have achieved over the past 70 years. Now it's time to start writing the next chapters in our rich history. Coming chapters will still be driven by our mission and mandate as international education provider and expert center in the field of global leadership development. All will be with the same characteristics and drive, but now as part of Maastricht University, the extensive resource base of the School of Business and Economics. I'd like to thank everybody for what we have achieved over the past 70 years.
Wow, congratulations to the staff and departments that put that together. It was really an amazing history of what's behind us. I'm just curious to see what happens in the next 70 years. We'll see. Now, one thing that I've always told students when they're looking to consider management education is that management education is for every field and every domain. If you're a dentist, you're running your own business. If you're an architect, you need to know business. If you are a manager, you can do better. And I think our next guest speaker helps illustrate that, and I'm so curious to see what she has to contribute. Now, in case her face looks familiar, it will be because you just saw her in a video. Our keynote speaker today is Professor Damayanti Bukhari. She's a professor at the Department of Plant Production at the Faculty of Agriculture at Bogor Agricultural University, and also holds the position as chair of the Center for Transdisciplinary and Sustainability Sciences at Bogor Agricultural University. And it's quite fitting that she's here with us today because, as you saw in the video, Indonesia has been a partner with MSM for decades, and it continues to be. She received her bachelor's degree from Bogor Agricultural University and a master from the entomology department at the University of Illinois at Urbana, Illinois, USA, and her doctorate in ecology, evolution, and behavior from the biology department at Indiana University in Bloomington, USA. Get this, she's an insect ecologist by training, I love that, and her work covers teaching, research, and community works with various development projects. Professor Damayanti has focused her research on agricultural conservation, issues ranging from pest management, sustainable agriculture, biodiversity conservation, and land use change. In the past 15 years, her work has expanded to landscape approach research where the focus of biodiversity, institution, and policy are interlinked. Her interests currently include science policy work, in other words, how science and policy should be intertwined to produce evidence-based policies that are greatly needed. Professor Damayanti is also active in many international platforms. She's currently appointed as the lead co-chair for Task Force 4 on Food Security and Sustainable Agriculture for the T20 2022 Engagement Group in Indonesia. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our guest speaker today.
Okay, let me start this first. Just checking. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This reminds me of my graduation back in, should I say? Yes, I received my PhD in 1993. Maybe some of you were not born. Okay, so Mr. Meinhard Ganz, CEO and Dean of MSM, Board and Trustees of MSM, faculty members, professors, lecturers, and staff of MSM, graduates and alumni of MSM, friends and families, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and thank MSM for inviting me to this very important ceremony, graduation ceremony today. And I would like to thank the organizer of the 2022 graduation. And then I would like to congratulate the class of 2022. All right. Congratulations. You did it. In the COVID times, you did it. Congratulations on this very, very important achievement. It will open many doors to your future. And one another important fact of today, not only are you graduating, but you are the last graduates of MSM, as said by Mr. Maynard Gans before. And so today is very special because you are the witness, you are the last of the Mohicans, as they say, but you are also a witness of the transformation of MSM. So it is indeed a very important moment, both for you and for MSM. So we just saw a video of how MSM has transformed from its initial existence, from RVB to MSM and where it is today. We are all witness of how this transformation has taken place, and today we are all bear witness yet again with the change of MSM, merger of the MSM and Maastricht University. A Greek philosopher, Heraclitus, once said, "The only constant in life is change." In fact, when we ponder about life, life is about change. From birth to adulthood to death. It is all change. So as I perceive this transformation that MSM is currently undergoing, it is yet another proof of the resiliency of MSM throughout time, the evolution of MSM in time. So, let me start. That's me back in 1968, I think. So, here I am, an ecologist, entomologist. What am I doing here? What is an ecologist who specializes in pest management? So I do know something about management because I work with pest management. So what do I say to a bunch of graduates in business and management? Well, I would like to start with my father. Education has always been a special place in his heart. Not only because he is a pedagogue, but also because I'm working in the education sector. So my father once told me, "Dami, there are 3 purposes of education: to make a living, to lead a meaningful life, and to ennoble life." These words stay with me throughout the years, and I try to understand the meaning of these 3 objectives. So today, I stand here in front of you to share my thoughts, my journey on the objectives of education that my father has taught me. I guess my life is a quest in understanding what those 3 goals meant to me. And to me personally, education is ultimately about changing the hearts and the minds of the youngs. And hence, that is why I'm here today to share with you my personal reflections on sustainability. Personal reflections on humans, humanity, and life. So, when we reflect on the first one, to make a living, how to make a living in this day and age of rapid technological transformation, AI, biotechnology, and gene editing, invasion of Mars, etc. The second one, how to lead a meaningful life and not drown in these vast technological changes and the age of selfishness, as Richard Dawkins said in his book, The Selfish Gene. And how to still be human and hold on to the humaneness of humanity. That is the quest of education. Sometimes adaptation to change requires transformation. And so transformation, to happen, you need to have radical curiosity. Radical curiosity for transformation is key. So here we are today. We know what technology, science and technology has done to the world. We see at night the world lights up. And then we see how our impact on Earth and ecosystem biodiversity. More and more we have heard about deforestation, extinction is increasing in every part of the mammalian world, of the animal world. And not only the diversity is decreasing, population decline is decreasing, extinction is rising. And that's what they say about Anthropocene. The extinction is here. So we are living in times of uncertainty, even more so than before. The first one is that despite being obvious, people do not see themselves as part of nature. This has led humanity to become apart from the natural world. Today, around 80% of humanity live in big cities with hardly no contact with nature. So this comes up to the question, what type of education should we give to our children that can help us to go deep into our value system? Because what we are seeing today, we have been planted over the past of hundreds of years of science, technology, education that has not been linked to the development of humanity, humaneness itself. So, for more than 3.5 billion years, living organisms have thrived, multiplied, and diversified. Explosion of new species and species extinction have always been part of the evolutionary life cycle. So there are people who said extinction is part of life, which is true, the dinosaurs got extinct. But when the loss of the species rapidly outpaced the formation of a new species, this balance can be tipped enough to elicit what are known as the mass extinction events. So what we are seeing today, we just heard a few months ago, flood in Pakistan, heat wave everywhere. And so what we see today is more and more uncharted territory of destructions. So let me start with a quote that I really love from one of my favorite scientists, E.O. Wilson. If you've not heard of him, he's a famous sociobiologist from Harvard. He just passed away this year. Famous ant specialist. And this is what he said when he was being asked by a reporter, what is the real problem right now, according to you, Professor Wilson? And his answer was, the real problem of humanity is the following. We have Paleolithic emotions, medieval institutions, and godlike technology. And it is terrifically dangerous and is now approaching a point of crisis overall. So can you imagine us all here? We still have that emotion back at the Stone Age, with our institutions still back in the medieval. But we are creating AI, the rise of robot bees, because the bees are declining in many areas of the world. And so people are developing small bees, tiny drones to pollinate all the plants. Artificial pollinators is the future. So this is the future that we want. So when we look at humans and its journey, the ability of human to process nature mechanism has shaped the world today. Their ability to process natures has shaped the world today, and as a consequence for humans, there is a constant search for truth. All aspects of life is an opportunity to open new possibilities. Reality begets possibilities. So the ability of humans to transcend beyond life reality opens all exploration of life and the soul and the mind. And this is the foundation of all the knowledge and development of scientific inquiry. So the unending quest for search of solution and truth is what has driven the development of science and its ramification today. So what we see today is that the science during the Enlightenment period, it has developed so much reductionism so that the science itself has gone so fast and forgetting about the holism. The holism approach, what has been in the past, understanding complexity, is having been replaced by Newtonian reductionism, which is okay because we do need that scientific development. And as a result, we see lots of network knowledge develop everywhere. And the funny thing is, with all the development of science and technology, we still are not able to overcome the reality of climate crisis, the geopolitical conflict, the destructions everywhere. So this is what we call today by the wicked problem. We are now facing the wicked problem, which actually is a complexity issue. With wicked problem, we understand that problems are difficult to define. There are interdependence and multi-causal relationship. And maybe there's no clear solution. And sometimes when you find a solution, it can lead to unforeseen consequences. So complexity is here to stay. So sustainability, the world is a complex, interconnected, finite, ecological, social, psychological, economic system, but we have treated it as not, as if it were divisible, separable, simple, and infinite. Our persistent, intractable global problems arise from this mismatch. So another quote that I would like is from Isaac Asimov, who mentioned, the saddest aspect of right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Is that true? Is that true? If we look back in time and we look at traditional knowledge, this is a picture from Subak, Bali, which is very well-known heritage. It's an example of how human interaction, human nature interaction, and human creation interaction has understand the complexity of the landscape, and therefore the rice field, the water management, water conservation is actually already in line with the landscape and the sustainability of the landscape itself. So maybe we should learn from the past to adapt for the future. Complexity is a modern form of the very ancient principle of ancient interdependence. And so if we look at this picture, we see that many knowledge has been developed by many different civilizations. There are multiple knowledge types where modern science is already part of that. And so here today, for you, sustainability in the modern world. So how do we translate wisdom from the past for knowledge production for the future? And this is where the business and management graduate, I think, is very important, because sustainability is about management. Sustainability is about managing life. And so each and one of you have a very important role in the future for this sustainable development. There are questions that maybe cannot be answered, and maybe it's waiting for you to answer them. So, we all have to remember, though, do all questions have answers? Science the main tool we have for investigating the universe is actually fundamentally limited. These limits to our knowledge are both from our tools of exploration and from the nature of the physical reality. The speed of light, the uncertainty principle, the impossibility of seeing beyond the cosmic horizon, and our own limitations as intelligent species. So this book, The Island of Knowledge, mentioned, as knowledge is like an island. As you grow the knowledge, the island grows. But the coastal, the limit between the knowledge and the unknown, the known and the unknown becomes bigger. So the more you know, the more you don't know. The island of knowledge. So sustainability is about humility. It's about changing from ego to echo. Sustainability is about understanding reality, that there are multiple realities. If you look at this picture, you can ask, is this an elephant? Or is that a bull? Who is right? Who is wrong? Maybe there's no right, wrong answer. That is reality. There are multiple realities in life. So sustainability is a paradigm shift. As they say, the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, but the willingness to learn is a choice. Mahatma Gandhi said that the greatness in humanity is not being human, but in being humane. So this is a question that I'm asking all of you, the graduate. What does it mean to ennoble life? What is your goal in life? Is your goal in life to make a living? Is it to lead a meaningful life? Or is it to ennoble life? What is ennobling life? For me, sustainability is ennobling life. But how do you do that in these trying times? So sustainability is about a journey. It's an individual journey. It's a nation's journey to find its identity in a globalized world. Will humanity have the capacity to reach above all, to fly high, and put ourselves above our differences? We need to brave the uncertainty of the future, have the courage to open new path toward wisdom, and understand the oneness of life. The humbleness to accept the faults of mankind, and yet has the passion to bring the human race to its full capacity as stewards of the earth. Mind, the palette of being. All of us are born having the experience of humanities before us. We have the ability to influence and provide more color since we are endowed with the amazing gift of consciousness. But sometimes the meaning of life is not within the scope of our understanding. So as you celebrate and graduate, leaving behind old friends and meeting new ones, remember that each friend represents a world in us. Oh, sorry, too fast. A world not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. This is a quote that I really like. I'm not going to read all. I'm just going to read the first. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit. So in the future, you might see some difficulties, but never quit. Remember this quote. This is a Japanese saying, when things get rough, ngali ojo gali, which basically means life is about drifting toward the flow of the stream. You follow the stream, but not adrift. So I'm trying to capture that word in Japanese in picture, so I don't know if that captures the meaning or not. Leadership in times of uncertainty That's my question to you. This is the time of certainty. Dear graduates, what is the art of management to you? Is it to lead a meaningful life, or is it to ennoble life? So let us celebrate the change. Today, we are the witness of the change, all of you. They said, Heraclitus mentioned that no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. And as all things in life, there will be happiness, there will be sadness, there will be frustration in your future, and everything in between in the future endeavor of your life. One word of wisdom: the only sure thing in life is change. Do not fear it, embrace it with all the passions and uncertainty it may bring you. So, this is how I embracing the change in my life. Once upon a time, the last poem. Once upon a time, there was a story, there was a tale. Once upon a time, there was a tale, there was a story. Then, silence, cessation. And the story continues in the silence of time and the vortex of life. Once upon a time, there was a story, there was a tale, in the silence of time, to my son who passed away. So, embrace the change, embrace the uncertainty, and congratulations to all of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Professor Bukhori, for your keynote address and your inspiring words. It's a great reminder to our guests and friends who are here that your students are not just here learning about finance and marketing and strategy. We're trying to teach them bigger lessons about sustainability, things that affect us, but about life and life choices. And thank you for that reminder that there's a lot of stories yet to be written and yet to be told. So thank you for that. One of the highlights of our graduation ceremony is when we hear from alumni. The reason that MSM exists is to propel our students towards a brighter future. And we're always thrilled to hear from our alumni so that we can together say, mission accomplished. Our first alumni speaker today is Yeva Hussein, forgive my pronunciation, is the co-founder and CEO of Solo Learn. You can look it up. The world's largest online community learning platform where 20 million coders learn, create, and share programming content with peers. Prior to founding Solo Learn, Yeva built a startup accelerator for mobile games, consumer apps, and ag tech solutions. Ag tech solutions. I may make you guys get together and talk later. In previous roles, she implemented World Bank and USG programs in business, education, and sales, and ran developer ecosystem development and strategic partnerships as a general manager at Microsoft. Yeva holds an MBA in corporate strategy from Maastricht School of Management, right here in the Netherlands, and graduated in 1999. Please forgive me for saying that. She also has an MS in International Economics from Yerevan State University, her home country of Armenia, and completed the executive program from Stanford University's Graduate School of Business. Yeva has been named the Crunchbase compiled list of 50 female entrepreneurs to watch in 2019. Yeva, please come to the stage, and we look forward to hearing your story.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. I'm honored to be here. This is very emotional for me. I can't believe it's been many years since I started my studies here. I would usually be seated in the back, very silent, scared to say something wrong, unsure how to behave, zero knowledge about the world, zero self-confidence. That's how it all started. And then the craziness began. Lots of good memories. But just to give you a little bit of context, like on where I'm coming from, I was born and raised in Armenia, which is a beautiful country, but it was a Soviet country at the time, which kind of meant closed borders. You weren't supposed to travel. It meant a state job, and basically you're born, live, and die in a very similar reality. As a teen, I had two dreams. One was to travel the world, and the other one was to work for Microsoft. Well, travel the world because everyone wants to see Paris, New York, you know, all the exciting places, and Microsoft seemed so very advanced and so very cool at the time. Well, I kind of accomplished both, but that's a different story. And when I was 14, basically the Soviet Union collapsed, and we were thrown into war, poverty, so it became, you know, a very different reality, and then it was about survival. So when an MSM opportunity came up, I applied. I mean, I got in. Is it on? Yeah. So yeah, when the opportunity came up, I mean, I got in, and this was my very first travel overseas. So there I was at the Schiphol airport with a very big, weird suitcase and, you know, scary eyes. I was stopped by every police and customs officer at that day. Don't know if that was the eyes or the suitcase, but yeah. So that's how it started. My year at MSM was one of the best. It was the most fun and also the most uncomfortable. It was filled with learning experiences that I still carry with me every day of my life. It was a very special one for me because I realized who I am for the first time. And for the first time, I could compare myself to other people, you know, in the world. And that was the basically very first time I realized I can do more than just exist, you know, wake up, eat, sleep, go to work, watch TV. And honestly, the last thing I remember from MSM is my grades. They weren't that bad, though. The topics and subjects I was taught, sorry, professors, but it was a life school for me. It was about getting outside my comfort zone, you know, and speaking in a language I thought I couldn't speak at a time, with complete strangers, with different accents, you know, very different traditions and, you know, like very different perspectives about life. And those people became my best friends. Here I had my very first public speaking event, and I'm an introvert. I'm scared of public speaking in general. So I spent 48 hours laying on the floor straight, practicing, prepping, just not to feel miserable the next day and not to be embarrassed. I did it, but that was the very first one. And here I was learning what's important, learning about other cultures, about other ways of doing things, about how crazy and also how beautiful the world is, and about how every place and every person has its own challenges. And eventually, like, I learned that probably I'm not coming from the worst place on earth, you know. Yeah, and this was my entrance into much bigger and much more diverse global reality. When you get out of your like little cultural stereotypes and become a global human, and realize that everything is possible, and what you lived and believed is probably great, but it's not enough anymore. You can do better. You have a bigger menu of values to pick from, and you have bigger opportunities to explore. And when this door opens, and you guys know it, there is no going back, you know, for none of us. So after MSM, it was a roller coaster of, you know, changing jobs, soul searching, until I founded SoloLearn 8 years ago. So for the context, SoloLearn is a new way of learning. It's a global platform that teaches you coding skills today because we believe that just not to be obsolete. In this world, all of us need a little bit of technical, background, no matter what profession we choose, just as we all need to be good leaders. And what we do at SoloLearn is we scale and simplify the great parts of the traditional education system, put it on your mobile and your desktops, and make it available to the world. We have 25 million students worldwide. We have grown organically. That means we have users in every country of the world. And these are developers, these are business people, these are marketing and finance people who are, improving their career opportunities. These are people who are changing careers and just, folks who want to be relevant in the digital era that we live today. We have offices in the US, Europe, and Armenia, and my MSM friends made it much easier for me to manage an international company. And we are the easiest and the most fun way to learn, because all you need, we believe that the learning is becoming lifetime. It's not a finite, 8 hours a day for years in school anymore. And for that, it's basically transforming into 5-10 minutes of learning a day throughout the lifetime. And when I think about it, like what keeps you going and like why am I doing it is basically what can be better than changing lives, making people get better jobs, making people feel more accomplished, and making people, like achieve their dreams, because there is the basic education and there are the basic, like skills that all of us need today. So what it takes to build a global business or anything global? Well, it's many things, and there are many theories around it. You have to work hard, you have to be smart. Well, luck is important too, but for me there are two things that stand out. The first one is you should really, really, really want it. And you should have people around you that believe in you and they want it too. That keeps you going. And the second one is you should always know that there is always a way out. Unless you die, there is always a solution to every problem that you encounter. And that's the mindset that kind of, if you acknowledge that, that helps you persevere and not give up. And the bigger the game is and the bigger the bets are, then the bigger the risks are and the rewards are at the same time. And all you need is just continue searching until you find the answer. And if you don't give up, after you've had like 100 fundraising meetings with a great product and everybody turned you down because you don't speak a VC language, or you communicate as a female, which, they don't reject you intentionally, but you just speak a different language, but you keep trying and you learn the both languages, you just pass that milestone. You don't give up when your country is at war, you're running out of money, your dear one is terminally ill, you figure it out. You don't give up when your business hasn't been growing for the last 12 months and you keep trying and trying and trying, and then maybe it's just that one last try, that is going to bring you success. So it's about never giving up, and it's about finding a solution. And it will always be ups and downs. This line is never straight. And whenever you pass, the down and the curve is going up, you understand that, the reward you're getting is totally worth it. Because at those moments, you rule the world. You own the whole universe, and then you know that you have grown as an individual, you have grown as a professional, and you are ready for your next challenge. So you celebrate big. And I'm not gonna lie, like my life is crazy, It's like experiencing marriage and divorce at the same time, fireworks and a war, and a flood. It's very crazy, and I keep complaining to my husband and to my family and to my friends that, I'm just dreaming of having a regular life, like wake up in the morning, have my coffee, and only then decide what I'm gonna do on that particular day. But that's not true. Like once in a while, when things get quiet, I have this, FOMO. It's like things are not moving anymore. You're not accomplished. You're not purposeful. You're not important. And those are the moments when I know that if I had a choice, I would totally, jump into it today and would start this journey all over. Because as humans, we need to know that we have a purpose. We need to feel accomplished. And it's just as important as feeling loved. So your big day is here, and it's bitter and sweet, as it should be. And I hope you guys have learned a lot and had a lot of fun too, because we certainly did, though I just learned that our favorite club is not there anymore. And graduation is usually the time when we make decisions about the future. When you start looking into the future, this is when you make decisions about where to work next, where to live, and what to do with your lives. And this is a moment for you to decide on a very important thing. What makes you feel accomplished? What makes you feel happy? And what is that one thing that will make your eyes shine and, like solve the unsolvable problems? What is that thing that will make you take risks and, learn and relearn, fall and get up, and most importantly, enjoy the journey? In our days, it's very easy to be a follower and get lost, in time. So the question is, how big are you willing to gamble? One thing I know for sure, that there is fire in every person. Sometimes it's hidden deep, deep inside, and many of us live our lives feeling undervalued and unpurposeful just because they didn't know the fire existed and they weren't able to find it. So if there is one thing I want to wish to all of you, is find that fire, whatever and wherever it is. Live the life to its fullest. Build something, challenge something, change something for the better. Because we live in this world at the crossroads of good and bad. And every centimeter that we gain towards the good is going to make a very, very big difference. Because at the end of the day, we're what we do and what we believe. So if a shy girl from Armenia dares to rebuild the education for the world, and she has all the chances to succeed, so do you. So feel accomplished, feel important, feel happy, and feel loved. Congratulations to all of you. This was an unforgettable milestone for me personally, and I hope it is for you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yeva. Sololearn.com. Bookmark it. Or download the mobile app. That's two speakers in a row that we've heard the emphasis of don't give up. And I think all of you can feel that very intimately, especially as you were writing that thesis and thinking, do I do this or do I choose to delay? And those of you that didn't give up, congratulations for making it here. And Yeva, I guarantee you, anybody behind you wearing black will tell you what the current club is to go to. Okay? We want to welcome again at this point in the ceremony the MSM Quartet for the musical intermezzo during this graduation ceremony. Now, we've been honored to have the MSM Quartet join us for several graduations now, and I'm always compelled to clarify that although they're very appropriately named, we choose them because of their wonderful music, not just because of their great name. In their case, the MSM stands for Maastricht Society of Music. So we do have the Maastricht in common, but it is not our own in-house quartet. I encourage you to visit them, by the way, at their website, msmquartet.com. But for today's ceremony, the MSM Quartet consists of the following musicians playing the following instruments. Very international, just like MSM. We have first Ilgin Top on first violin from Turkey. We have Magdalena Flowarska on second violin from Poland. We have Una Nousainen on viola from Finland, and Judith Diaz-Alvarez on cello from Spain. They will be playing twice for us today. During this first musical intermezzo, they will play the Hungarian Dance and Vivaldi's Spring. When they return later in the ceremony, they will surprise us with some more modern tunes, which I will tell you about later. So please welcome the MSM Quartet for our first musical intermezzo. see them again a little bit later in today's ceremony. So I would like to now invite to the stage to join me Ms. Pilar Gonzalez-Vigil and Ms. Maud Jukens. And again, I've been working with you for almost 10 years, and I still don't pronounce those any better. But they will help with this most important part of today's ceremony. We now come to the highlight of the afternoon. We've been very thrilled to have some great speakers, and we'll have some more later today, but I know the main reason you're all here today is for our graduates. So we will get to the part of handing over the degrees to our students. So, candidates for the degree of Master in Arts in Management and Master of Business Administration, in other words, everybody that's not DBA, please rise. So it's my honor and privilege, on behalf of MSM and the Board of Examiners, the Maastricht School of Management, upon recommendation of the faculty, admits each of you to the master degree, conferring upon you all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. You may now move the tassel to the right side of your cap. You may now be seated. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, please rise. The Maastricht School of Management, upon recommendation of the faculty, admits each of you to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, conferring upon you all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. You may be seated. Ms. Jukens, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Oliver. So it's graduation day today, a day that you've all looked forward to for the past year. It marks the end of your time as being a master's student, and it has been a year full of challenges. Demanding classes, projects, the thesis, but also the challenges to adapt to a new country, a new teaching style, and getting used to an international classroom with classmates who all have different nationalities, cultures, and backgrounds. All of you took a leap into the unknown, and today you're standing here to receive your master's degree. So let's not wait any longer and get started with the awarding of the Master of Arts in Management degrees. And therefore, I would like to invite the Director of Academics, Dr. Stuart Dixon, onto the stage. The MM students may come to the stage one by one, and the first one is Vincent Brenningmeier from Germany. Pilar, good person. Doris Lejeune from Belgium. With distinction, Quintin van Gindertaal from Belgium. Ana Luísa Bino Bitar from Brazil. Thomas Fayette from France. Philippos Favaletskos Palaiologos from Greece. Anchita Gupta from India. Anuja Zinjarde from India. Rajat Kakodia from India. Rajat Jaja Prakash from India. In absentia, Sadiq Valiakat Tazat from India. Siti Haura Kairani from Indonesia. With distinction, Sagar Hosseini from Iran. And the class representative of MM9, Aisha Kartai from Kazakhstan. Jolene Ekwam from Kenya. Mark van Wallenburg from the Netherlands. Oloyomi Awosope from Nigeria. And lastly, with distinction, Irina Pozhideva from Russia. So a very big congratulations to all the MM students. We're very excited to see. We're very excited to see what your future will bring, and we wish you all the best and enjoy your celebrations today. My colleague Pilar Gonzalez will continue with the MBA graduates.
Thank you very much, Maud. Good afternoon with everyone joining us in this auditorium or via the live stream. Today is a big day of celebration. Our MBA shows a very challenging program and they nailed it. Dear MBA graduates, now you leave behind an intensive period in which you had to adapt to the high workload and time pressure of your program. You made many sacrifices to be here, but we also hope that you enjoy this time with your classmates. For instance, the MSM Carnival celebration. That was a good one, yeah, we still remember that one. And I have to say that your compromise, strength, and flexibility are paying off today. And we hope that you see this period as an enriching experience at your professional, but also personal level. On behalf of the educational staff, it has been a real pleasure to be your support during this MSM journey. And we are so excited to see where your path will lead you from here. We seriously wish you the best success in all your career path. And please, please keep in touch with all the officers. Now we will start with the best part, the degrees of the full-time MBA. And I would invite the students from the MBA 37. May I call Mr. Pedro Assis from Brazil. Let's continue with Luis Freitas, also from Brazil. From India, I would like to invite Mrs. Tanya Varshni. Also from India, Mr. Akash Tripathi. In absentia, we would like to congratulate Mr. Anshuman Tanwar, also from India. From Nigeria, Mr. Ayonkule Akimpelu. Let's continue with the full-time MBA 38. From Egypt, we have Mr. Imat Noor. Also from Egypt, Mrs. Marwa Omar. I would like to invite Mrs. Devina Chandola from India. also from India, Mrs. Monisha Botu. I would like to invite to Mrs. Radhika Ralan. We continue with our nice group from India, Mrs. Shanteri Kamet. Last student from India, Mr. Shubham Ghosh. From Lebanon, we have Mrs. Kulut Shaban. From Russia, Mr. Konstantin Shishekov. From Rwanda, Mrs. Priscilla Natukunda. From Spain, Mrs. Lucia Lázaro Úbeda. From United States, Mrs. Vanessa Aber. Vanessa was a student representative from the full-time MBA 38. Thank you very much, Vanessa. And to close the intake full-time MBA 38, we have Mrs. Nguyen from Vietnam. Congratulations to the full-time MBA students. Now we will continue with the executive MBA degrees. The first degree is with distinction and is for Mrs. Eleonora Stoyanova from Bulgaria. From Curaçao, Mr. Rodney Rosalia. From Egypt, Mr. Mohammed Mohammedi. From Finland, Mrs. Inkatuli Heikkinen. From India, Mr. Rajendra Kumar. Also from India, Mr. Shubhabrata Roy. From Nigeria, Mrs. Princess Austin. In absentia, we would like to congratulate Mr. Manolo Horta Barbosa from Brazil. From Nigeria, Mr. Uwuna Iwabu. From Russia, Mrs. Victoria Bogatova. In absentia, Mr. Agaba Gilbert from Uganda. Congratulations, Executive MBA graduates. Now we will continue with a word of the MBA degrees from our outreach partners. And we are lucky to have one of the graduates from our partner in Kuwait. I would like to invite Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Yassar. We will continue with the degrees of our partner in Romania, the Bucharest International School of Management. I would like to call Mr. Cătălin Budnariu. Mr. Claudiu Florian Chelu. Mrs. Denis Alexandra Prikop. Mrs. Elena Alina Ivanchenko. Mr. Cătălin Bosgan. Mr. Julian Mejedintu, UNESCO. Mrs. Mariana Diana Popa. Mrs. Raluca Mijaela Apóstol. Mr. Stefan Oana. Let's continue with Mr. Robert Trandafir. And Mr. Valentin Jonut Anton. Congratulations to all the MBA graduates from our outreach partners. Now it's time to award our students from the online MBA program. Therefore, I would like to thank Professor Dixon and invite the academic coordinator onto the stage, to Mirjana Stanisic. We have 4 students who will graduate from the online MBA program. The first one is Mr. Reynold Calvin from Indonesia. Mr. Siad Zuriang. Mrs. Anna Greit Marey from the Netherlands. And to close this group, I would like to invite Mrs. Yodi Estave from United States. Congratulations on online MBA graduates, and big congratulations again to all our MBA graduates. We really hope that you enjoy this special day, and ask you, to all of you, to continue in touch with your officers Like I said, it has been we have the pleasure and the honor to be there during all your studies, and we would like to continue as your network, your support, your community. Now we will proceed with the award of the doctoral studies degrees. Therefore, I would like to thank the academic coordinator from the online program and invite Professor Pascal Hardy, who is the director of our doctoral studies, and my colleague Michela Parillo, who is the education officer of this program. Please come onto stage.
Thank you, Pilar. So, dear DBA graduates, finally you are here. I'm really happy for you today, and it has been a long journey, but you made it. And for me, it's a big pleasure to meet you in person today, because we stay in touch a lot during these years, but we never had the chance to meet, to speak, to have a normal conversation. So today is a special day for you, but also for us, to give a person, to give a shape to a name, actually. So really, congratulations, you made it. I hope you enjoy today and the rest of the party. So let's start. First of all, I want to welcome on stage Yasser Mossad from Egypt. Eman Al-Muzawi from Kuwait. Sheena Ray Thomas from Kuwait. Ehsan Fakkar from Iran. Sayed Muhammad Mahdi Gorashi from Iran. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, DBA graduates. Thank you, Tobias. Thank you, Pascal. And thank you, Maud. I would like to welcome on stage again Oliver. Thank you.
Congratulations again to all of you, really. Now, just because you all have your diplomas doesn't mean we're done yet. Actually, we have some fun stuff yet to come, and the first one has to do with money. You're all business graduates. You understand the value of money. Well, you've all accomplished a lot by making it this far to the graduation, but we're going to award 2 awards today for the best student of the year for going above and beyond the call of duty for your year. And if any of you have watched previous graduations, you know that along with this award comes 1,000 euros. Now the good part is the winner's going to get 1,000 euros. The bad part is all of your classmates are expecting you to buy drinks. So, Our first award will be for the Master of Management. Okay. And just to give some context to our guests here, wait. Just to give some context to our guests here, in the Dutch grading scale, 9 is pretty much an A+. So when you hear a grade close to 9, that's about as good as it's going to get here, which is very hard work, which everybody here can attest to. So this first awardee today graduated with an overall GPA of 8.0. Her thesis, entitled "The Internal Factors That Drive the Scale-Up Technology-Based Startups in the Netherlands and Russia," received an 8.3 with distinction. Outlining in her thesis how government entrepreneurial policy could be improved, her study has the potential to make a meaningful social impact. Besides her academic study, she also actively participated in all kinds of events, including contributing to a recruitment webinar organized by the MSM enrollment team. Thank you for that. She truly was a positive influence in the group, being a great team player and a team leader. She earned the respect of her fellow students. I would like to first invite Meinhard Gods and Stuart Dixon up to the stage to give this award. I have not called out the name yet. So could you please congratulate and welcome to the stage Irina Pozhdaeva. You can open it. Irina, you can open it. It'll show the nice certificate inside. There. The money won't fall out. It's okay. Congratulations, Irina. Well deserved. So for the MBA Best Student of the Year award, you've seen we had a large pool of students to consider. This award is going to be the best among all of our MBA programs. So we chose one. We forced ourselves to choose one between the full-time, executive, online, and outreach partners. So this honor is going to be very well deserved. This year's winner graduated with an impressive 8.4 GPA overall. Her final assessment was a consulting project entitled Procurement Analytics, Improving Procurement Data Quality and Data Input Process. Using both quantitative and qualitative for the research and analysis, she provided comprehensive and strategic recommendations to the subject institution that she was consulting with, and making consistent and holistic improvements in procurement through process standardizations. The evaluators on her thesis were impressed by her excellent academic writing, her exemplary presentation. Her use of media was original, innovative, and added value to the study. The project took her 6 months to complete, while she was challenged with many obstacles, setbacks, and health issues. But she managed to complete it on time and received a distinctive score of 8.0 on her final assessment. Please welcome to the stage and congratulate Eleonora Ivova Stoyanova. Thank you, Meinhard. Stuart. So as you've already seen, and as we've been making it clear today, this is a special year for MSM in many ways. Our 70th anniversary, our integration with Maastricht University, and our exit from COVID lockdowns and COVID travel restrictions. So it's only fitting that we invite another guest who has benefited tremendously from their time spent studying at MSM. In this case, at one of our partners in Egypt, RITI. Hoda Mansour is SAP Head of Business Process Intelligence, SAP Synovio. Michaela, can you come help me pronounce that? Synovio, products of South Europe, Middle East, and Africa, a region that covers 75 countries. Hoda has worked for leading multinational software companies, including SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, in regional and global capacities, where she has lived and worked in 3 different continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa. Hoda joined SAP in Dubai in 2013, where she held various positions, including COO for UAE and Oman, and Managing Director for SAP Egypt and Frontier Countries, before being promoted to her current position in September 2021. Given her transformational impact, Forbes acknowledged her leadership by recognizing her as one of Forbes' top 5 women in technology in the Middle East in March 2022. And I have a note to take a long breath here for the remaining list. In addition, she's also been listed by Forbes' top 50 power businesswomen for 2022 and 2021, which was on the back of previous selections by Forbes as one of the top 100 power businesswomen in the Middle East in 2020, and Forbes' top 100 most influential women in the Middle East for 2018. Hoda is currently a board member of the American Chamber of Commerce since June 2021, and the elected vice president and board member of the German Arab Chamber of Industry and Commerce since September 2020. Hoda holds a BSc and distinction and honors in engineering from Alexandria University, in addition to a master's in business administration with distinction from Maastricht School of Management in 1996. So we love bragging on our alumni, so I don't mind listing all those accomplishments, Hoda. Welcome, and we look forward to your comments.
Congratulations, first of all. What a day. What a positive energy. Dear esteemed graduates, Maastricht School of Management Board, faculty members and staff, families and friends, and also my family who's watching me now online since I got the guidance from you. It is with great pleasure and honor that I've been asked to stand here in front of you today to deliver the speech as one of the alumni of Maastricht School of Management on this very important day of your graduation, which coincides with the 70th anniversary of Maastricht School of Management. Congratulations on completing the journey that brought you to this very special ceremony. Today is a happy day for all of you and your families. It is a celebration day for the hard work and the major achievement that you have earned, which you will carry with you forward throughout your life and your career. The moment I was contacted by Maastricht School of Management, I immediately had a flashback, and I remembered those days when I joined the MBA cohort in Information Technology and Management, which was an outreach program out of Egypt. It has been quite a while since I was sitting in your seats, and despite of that, I hold some very vivid memory of my learnings and experience with MSM, including the lectures, my professors, our assignments, my colleagues, where some of them turned into lifetime friends, and the vast learnings that I carried forward with me. My whole learning experience was very impactful, and for sure, it shaped the way I'm thinking. I truly believe that this learning experience completely transformed and stretched my mind. I have decided to go through my MBA studies at a very young age, almost immediately after I finished my bachelor degree in engineering and without much of practical experience. And despite you would normally be advised to work for 3 to 5 years as a minimum before embarking on your MBA studies, the whole experience was really a life-changing for me. The MBA totally changed my way of thinking and added another dimensions to the way I handle things and take decisions. I felt that at the time that I was maturing by the day. My fascination about the learning opportunity gave me the power to study harder, to be able to cope with the very well-experienced colleagues. I recall the whole learning journey was really an eye-opener for me. I really enjoyed the knowledge and experience sharing. I had to work twice as hard with my colleagues who some of them enjoyed 5 to 10 years of experience more than me. And finally, when my graduation came, I was super delighted to be graduated with distinction and as top of my class. It really feels very good to go back in time and recall those beautiful moments. Thinking of my graduation day, the sense of achievement and the fulfillment that this occasion brings is an extremely positive experience. I want to reflect on the qualities that I've learned from my study at MSM. And I want also to encourage you to be curious, empathetic, and to be multipliers in every aspect of work and life. To create and leave a long-lasting impact behind you. To be a change agent and an icon to go above and beyond in this very busy world. To create a positive impact for your families, the environment, and your colleagues. My learnings allowed me to live and work in 3 different continents, Africa, Europe, and Asia, being based out of Egypt, London, and Dubai. I worked for some of the top multinational software companies in the world, including Oracle, Microsoft, and SAP, which is my current employer. SAP is the world leader in enterprise software. I've been living out of Dubai for 12 years now, and in 2018, I was the first ever female managing director to be appointed by SAP in the whole of Middle East and Africa region. For those of you who come from Egypt, you would know that when I was appointed then, I was asked to turn around the operations in Egypt and frontier countries, an emerging region that was suffering after a lot of turbulence due to multiple revolutions and tough economic conditions. At that time, there was no reference for a woman who led a multinational software company in Egypt before. I have seen it in some people's eyes that they were waiting for me to pack and leave, for not being able to handle the tough task. At that moment, our operations in the country was not that successful. And I had to work super hard in a male-dominated environment to prove that I can move the needle. However, the hard work brought a lot of successes to me and to my team. It allowed me to change the perception in the market about female leaders in the field of information technology. I had the opportunity to transform the company and the way we were operating. I managed, with the support of my team, to completely turn around our operations and move our operations from the least successful market unit to one of the most successful and profitable market units in the whole of Southern Europe, Middle East, and Africa region, a wide region that spans around 70 countries. We enjoyed a massive triple-digit growth, and I had the best performance compared to my peers, even during the years of pandemic. 3 years after my appointment, Microsoft and IBM also appointed female leaders, their first ever female managing directors in Egypt, which was widely celebrated. It was heartwarming for me to see that I was recognized not only internally, but also by many independent bodies and organizations, including Forbes, who honored me with their selection as one of the most influential women in the Middle East region since 2018 and up to this year. I was honored by Forbes as one of the top 5 most influential women in the field of technology this year, and one of the top 50 power businesswomen across all segments in the region. I've always focused on establishing a diverse and inclusive culture. In my capacity as a managing director, I have put special focus on hiring and promoting young talents to drive inclusive and innovative culture in my team. I've also focused on having a gender balance, where I've achieved 50% women employment in the company. It was also important for me to give a fair opportunity to different abled colleagues. To that end, I was the first in the whole region to establish an office with the highest quality that fully accommodates disabled colleagues, including visually impaired and blind colleagues. Those colleagues were given the opportunity to have meaningful jobs that completely transformed their lives. I want to take this opportunity to celebrate a female colleague of mine who was totally blind and is totally blind, and who is 100% relying on the technology to perform her job. For more than a year, her colleagues in different countries never even recognized that she was blind. She was only focused on creating an impact and driving positive energy to every single person around her. This colleague emerged to be a leader, a champion, and a role model in many ways. I've always liked to challenge the status quo, to take decisions that would really impact people's lives and take an action that was driven by a positive cause. At all times throughout my career, I was focused on promoting compliant, ethical, and sustainable businesses, not just any business, and to stand to what is right, no matter how difficult it was. And to that end, I was also selected as a compliance ambassador for my company. Despite my successes, I have to say that my career was not an easy ride. It was full of challenges, meaningful challenges, and also a lot of learnings. I grew more and more by going through those challenges and turning each and every challenge into an opportunity. I can proudly say that I've earned every single step in my career through hard work and a lot of sacrifices. And here I am, being further promoted after successfully completing my role as a managing director to take the lead of one of the fastest growing line of businesses for SAP across the whole of Southern Europe, Middle East, and Africa region, a region that spans more than 70 countries, and being the first ever leader to be appointed for such a position from the Middle East and Africa region. Some key takeaways from my experience that I would like to share with you today would certainly be: success does not come easy. It comes with a lot of learnings and hard work. I'm sure that my family who are listening to me now would relate to that. You also need to be prepared to fail and turn these failures into learnings and further successes. Be resilient. Only then you will earn a seat at the table. It is all about the mindset. And this is really what would differentiate you from others. It's not only the years of experience, nor the degrees that you have earned. It is your mindset and how you adapt to change that will make you differentiate you from others. You need to have this mental clarity, the resilience, the positive and inclusive mindset. You need to work hard on creating a very strong brand for yourself, a brand that will differentiate you in this competitive world and make you memorable. You will need to build a very solid network, internally and externally. This strong network will help you progress, and those people would be the ones who will vote for you whenever you're not in the decision room. You need to celebrate success, and more importantly, learn from failures, and always appreciate what you have achieved and those who helped you reach where you are. Always surround yourself with people who are much stronger than you, specifically if you are in a leadership role. Those are the ones whom you will learn from, the people who will lift you up when you fall, and who will charge you with positive energy. Trust me, you will need this, and you will relate to this later on. And last but not least, no matter how successful you are, always stay humble and stay grounded. If I go back to the day when I started my studies at Maastricht School of Management, it would have never crossed my mind that I will be standing here to deliver the speech on this very special occasion of the 70th anniversary for MSM. This is truly a privilege and honor. Ladies and gentlemen, a very big congratulations once again on your big achievements and successes. I'm sure that a lot of you will be able to craft their personal stories that will be much more impactful than mine. The world has become much more tolerant and diverse than ever before, with more focus on giving talents, the young talents like you, bigger opportunities compared to what I've experienced when I was at your age. There is much more acceptance for women in leadership roles. There is nowhere to be compared when I started my career. I therefore truly believe that you can achieve much more successes and earn your seat on the table much faster and much easier than me. I wish you all the happiness and success in your personal and your professional lives. Enjoy your very special day. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mansour. Really exciting, and we're proud to have you as an alumni. As our keynote speaker said today, each of us is looking to make a centimeter of a difference in the world, what impact we can make. It's not very often that we get the privilege of having alumni that's made a kilometer of difference in our lifetime. So thank you for the impacts you've made. Raise your hand, the Egyptians in the room here, so she can see. Okay, thank you. So I want to welcome back to the stage now our MSM Quartet. For their surprise, and every year that they join us, they give us a couple beautiful classical pieces, and they surprise us with a few more pieces we may recognize. The first one they're going to play for us is Hey Jude, from that modern band, the Beatles, at least compared to Vivaldi, a little bit more modern. And then we have The Shape of You from a slightly more modern artist. Thank you. Back to the stage, MSM Quartet. Thank you again to the MSM Quartet. Another wonderful year of having your presence to lighten the mood and give us something to dance to at the end. Get us prepared for this evening. As we move into the final segment of today's graduation ceremony, it's one of my favorite parts. Up until now, you've been hearing us talk at you. Now's a chance for you to talk to yourselves. So we're going to have now some of the class representatives come and talk and tell us their own experiences in their own words. So we will start with our first valedictory speech representing the Master in Management class. Please come to the stage, Aisha Karte.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aisha Kartai, and I am a proud representative of MM9 batch. Today, I'm speaking not only for myself, but also on behalf of all my classmates who are now proud Masters of Management. Today's speech, I want to dedicate to being brave. None of us are born to be brave. In fact, fear is something natural to us, something that keeps us safe, that keeps us alive. But what makes us feel alive are our brave decisions. At the end of the day, none of us will remember how good it was that we chose to stay in and not drive a bike on a rainy day through Maastricht, avoiding possible accidents, saving us from scratches, and maybe catching a cold. What we will remember, though, is how freeing was the feeling of driving through a bad weather, how freeing is the feeling of knowing that you are stronger than the circumstances that seem to be plotting against you. How freeing is the feeling of dancing through the night with people who are like you in a small bar in the Maastricht Centrum. At the end of the day, it will be the brave decisions that will make us feel the moments, feel the life, allowing us to find ourselves. And this year is exactly the consequence of one of our brave decisions. It has been an exciting and challenging journey to get to where we are today. I know that many of us are coming from a background so drastically different from management, where essentially scientists, engineers, programmers, I could have been a politician, but we all dare to challenge ourselves and to try ourselves in a completely different field. But this year is not only about changing our careers, it is also about changing our lives. We were brave enough to choose to go across the world and stay here and challenge ourselves to just change our whole lives. And I'm really proud of us because we have done so much to be where we are today and to be heading to where we're going. And today I just hope that we all continue to choose to be brave. But bravery and life-changing journeys are only a luxury that is possible for people who have a right support system, which is why this speech is also about being grateful. I want to say how eternally grateful we are, first and foremost, to the faculty, staff, and management of MSM. Thank you for opening the way to all of us and people like us who strive to become something more and start a new chapter in our lives. Thank you for sharing knowledge and motivation to dream big and achieve wonderful things. Thanks for granting us the opportunities to be better. Thanks for teaching us not only basics of economics, HR, marketing, and other academics, but also to teach us to be better humans, to care for others, for the world, for fellow employees, for the world's greater good. Thank you to the staff that has been nothing but understanding and supportive. I personally would like to thank Maud for being our #1 friend and support within this institution. Yes. I also want to thank from the bottom of my heart my friends, my classmates, who made sure that our time here is not only productive, but also fun and filled with memorable moments. And last but not least, I want to thank our support systems from back home, our friends and families who cheered from us from all over the world. By my mom's kind advice, I thank her, my mom, and all the moms of people present here, because without them, we would not be here. And I also, yes. Yes, I can see people whose moms are watching. Yeah. I also thank my dad, who is here today to support me and without whom I would not be here today. I thus thank all of our parents and their families and friends for believing in us and being there for us. We would not have been here today without you. On this heartfelt note, I will conclude my speech by thanking and congratulating once again all of the graduates in this room. I wish all of us to remember to have fun while we achieve our goals, and to not forget to be grateful to the people who support you on your journey. Finally, I just want to tell all of you to be brave and, as Normal People once said, shoot for the moon, because even if you fail, you will end up among the stars.
It was very brave of you to come up and make that speech, Aisha. Thank you. And we as faculty, and being a faculty, I want to thank you, because this is why we do our job. So for you being here and being a success, we want to thank you back. So thank you for that. The next representative that we'll have coming up is from our executive MBA. Oh, sorry, full-time MBA. Sorry to get you confused. We will have our class representative onto the stage from the full-time MBA program, Vanessa Hebert.
Hello, I'm Vanessa from the MBA 38 class, and I just want to say that our graduating class is full of diverse and unique individuals, all of whom I have grown to admire and appreciate in different ways. Our varied and inclusive culture at MSM has allowed us to navigate through challenges during our program. I have witnessed on multiple occasions our peers go outside of what is expected of them to lend a helping hand to others and share their individual expertise. A diverse mix of voices leads to better discussions, decisions, strategies, and outcomes for everyone. I, along with the class, was able to hear unique perspectives that challenged the way I viewed the world. I believe we were all positively impacted from this experience and can apply these learnings to the next chapter of our lives. When we listen to and understand one another, we can celebrate what is both common and different. As a result, we have become a wiser, more inclusive, and better organization. As we continue our job search and look towards next steps, may we connect with people and organizations that hold the same values as our cohort. For a hiring manager can never find people better than themselves if they only hire people that they understand. Always remember that you often find outstanding people among those that view the world differently from yourself. Without a diverse group of people to push forward, progress, and innovate, creativity is at a standstill. You deserve a circle of inclusion and influence, but it's up to you to create and encourage it in your career. By bringing in an individual who is unlike yourself, one must go outside of themselves to appreciate another's sphere and abilities, which in turn contributes greatly towards a person's moral and intellectual health. However, what makes us unique is just as valuable as what unites us. Even though we come from all across the world, we have one thing in common. We all chose to take a risk. We left behind our families, friends, and loved ones to pursue our own goals and improve ourselves. What I see before me is a group of individuals who have chosen to dedicate a year of their lives and invest it towards their personal growth. In today's rapidly changing climate, the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. This is the only guaranteed strategy. I hope that we are all here today, proud that we have the courage to fight for our own success and self-improvement. This program has given us the confidence and knowledge to continue taking calculated risks to strive for success. We're not shirking responsibilities by taking a chance, but instead embracing possibilities. This is a path that not everyone would take, and one that took us away from what is familiar, challenging us and forcing us to adapt and grow from our experiences. Think of all you have achieved by taking the risk to be here, and don't let yourself forget what you've accomplished to be able to be here today. Even though this one-year program has flown by, we will never forget the amazing memories we've made together. From class trips, to celebrating holidays together, to supporting each other as we tackled our thesis, these moments will always be treasured. I admire every one of my MSM classmates, and I'm confident that we have all learned valuable lessons from each other throughout this program. You have all set an example to be unapologetically true to yourself, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, show empathy, support others, and show kindness. This year has been a whirlwind, and the amount that we have accomplished in this short period of time seems unbelievable when I look back on it. I know this would not have been possible without our classmates, faculty, and staff who provided support and guidance along the way. As this program comes to an end, we inevitably part ways and follow different paths on our journey of life. But I hope that you take with you the memories and lessons we learned during our time together at MSM. Remember to keep striving towards your own goals and self-improvement. Only those who are willing to take risks, push boundaries, and question the status quo will find out how far it is possible to go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. And you may not understand that the full-time MBA is a bigger risk than anything else in the room. These are people in the middle of their career that stop for a year, and they're taking a chance that it'll improve them. But I will tell you, it's the only risk I know of that teaches you how to calculate risk during your time there. So hopefully you've all learned that. That's your finance class. For our next representative, I'd like to invite to the stage from the Executive MBA program, Rodney Rosalia.
Good afternoon. My name is Rodney. I have to admit that when I was invited to give this speech, the first thing that came to mind was, pressure. And I'm still feeling it. And the second thing that came to my mind is how to capture. Thanks, Roy. The second thing that came to my mind was how to capture 2.5 years of shared collective growth and roller coaster in 5 minutes. So this is my best shot at it. First of all, again, thank you for your attendance, friends, family, lecturers, professors, fellow students, fellow classmates, alumni. Thank you very much for attending this beautiful day. Compared to the other two, I said, wow. So the speeches, I'll try my best to basically, what I was thinking though in this 5 minutes was how to thank everybody, and what I want to do firstly and foremost is thank Dolores. Where is Dolores? Dolores is some of you, she's the silent driver of the Executive MBA's success. Dolores was a classic example of being of assistance to anybody, everybody, no matter what time you would WhatsApp her. I heard today that she's even available for FaceTime. So Dolores actually showed us also part of the MBA digital transformation course by managing and guiding us flawlessly through the pandemic by switching between Zoom sessions and face-to-face effortlessly. Without any interruptions, we were able to continue with our program, with our challenging program, being still able to connect with our classmates. So Dolores, again, thank you very much for everything that you have done for us. It wouldn't have been the same without you. So also, looking back, another thing that characterizes, at least for me, I think that's the spirit and nature of MSM, but also of the Executive MBA, is the unity. And the unity is even more remarkable, in my opinion, Given the huge diversity in national cultures, diverse backgrounds, educational backgrounds, work expertise, work experience, personal experience, anything. And that sense of unity, I think, was one of the pillars and strong base that we as a group could manage all the challenging dynamics during the pandemic and still be successful. I mean, we started with supposedly M/8, a small group of 13. I'll not mention the names, but the majority of them are sitting there. Some of them are already at home. Some of the M/8 guys and women passed through the program, like the others had other, let's say, other commitments that slowed down their pace a bit, but we're all gonna get there. And I think M/8 is also example of individual learning curve. I mean, it's paced. It's some go fast, some go slow, some have to switch gears along the way. So it's I believe a beautiful example of synergy and symbiosis. And I would like to use those terms, synergy and symbiosis, as an example of my own individual learning curve. So yeah, I have a background in research. So during the January 2020 course for finance and accounting, zero background in accounting. Guess what? The only one to fail the class. So Dolores offering me the opportunity to resubmit the famous Sligro annual report analysis. And of course, all my classmates were very helpful, offering to assist, to help. It was very encouraging. But at the same time, I realized that for myself, the knowledge gap was so big that just submitting an improved version of the assignment would not really cut it. I mean, in real life, at least. I wanted to, my emphasis of taking the MBA was to gather and gain knowledge that is applicable in real life and not just for the assignments. So I opted to redo the class 2 years later, so January 2022. And in the meantime, I engaged with my classmates, but I also started engaging with the bookkeepers and accountants back at my employer at the hospital. I mean, asking questions, learning. At the same time, also capturing every opportunity to engage with the credit risk managers in the class, the business controllers, the directors, capturing as much knowledge as possible. 2 years later, I did the specialization course, Finance and Accounting, with more than respectable grades, so that was also nice to compensate. And I became a key go-to person within the management team at the hospital for managerial accounting, performance analysis, and anything that has to do with communicating financial performance in a healthcare setting. So, I mean, for me, that's quite a nice example of turning failure into growth. So. Yeah, also for the data guys and the data people among us, based on my own experience, but also those experiences from my classmate, I would like to hypothesize that the MBA learning curve, and in general learning curve, is not linear, it's an exponential. So as you grow, you start growing faster, you embrace knowledge, you gain more knowledge, and you continue to grow. But we can test it. Perhaps it's linear, but I pose that it's exponential. So nearing the end, I think I'm close to this 5-6 minutes. I would like to thank, again, all the lecturers, the professors. I mean, it was, at least for me, very eye-opening to learn from you business skills, leadership skills, accounting skills, but most important, ethics. Always do the right thing, not because anything, just do the right thing. Good will come back to you. Finally, of course, I would like to also thank all my classmates. They're sitting here. So again, guys, you rock. And yeah, congratulations. We really did it. Together, separated, via Zoom, via WhatsApp, we did it. Congratulations. And finally, on a more personal note, I would like to thank, of course, my family, my wife, my daughter. My wife also has an MBA, so she actually led the way. And also allowed me to spend a little bit more time in the books and on the laptop instead of taking care of my daughter. And finally, She's on the live stream at the moment, so I would like to tell my daughter that from now on she can close and unplug my laptop whenever she wants. Thank you very much.
I love that story. I teach marketing and strategy, but I still tell my students that accounting was probably the most valuable course in my MBA as far as day-to-day business. So I'm glad you stuck with it, Rodney. It's a great story for everybody. So now I'd like to welcome to the stage somebody who had another unique experience from our online MBA. Some of these people are only meeting themselves in person for the first time today at graduation because they've only seen themselves online for their 2.5 years of studies. So for today, I'd like to invite to the stage Jody Stabe.
Hello. Hi. Marhaba. Hallo. My name is Jody Stabe, and it gives me great pride to represent the online MBA group. It is the first time we've met today, after 2.5 years, which is really unique. Last Thursday, September 8th, an empirical research study to gather data using quantitative methods was performed using a WhatsApp questionnaire. The sample analyzed was the online MBA 2020 Group 1. The focus of the research aimed to determine if current MBA students enrolled at MSM were focused on want or need. The results provided a unanimous conclusion that all 6 respondents wanted an MBA more than they needed an MBA. In reviewing current literature, brought it with me. This is what I've been reading lately since finishing my defense. It's non-scholarly and it's low impact on the Richter scale, on the scale. And the article is titled Happiness Redefined. It examines the importance of learning to balance what you need to do with what you want to do. We wanted an MBA. And today we completed that goal. So congratulations to everybody that received their master's and their doctorate today. On behalf of the OMBA group, we want to start out and we want to thank those people who don't get the most recognition. I learned today that they sit in the top office, the penthouse suite. One person is Inka, she recruited me. The other people are the online support team, who we couldn't have done this without. Shivin, Monica, Harpreet, they really truly made the experience. In addition to admissions, billing, finance, student services, these are the ones for the online MBA that had the most, not the most impression on us, but had a big impact on us. They made a positive impression from day one, from start to finish, and during our 2 years, we're very, very appreciative of that. Secondly, we want to thank our family and friends for their support, motivation, and patience over the 2 years. They endured us taking a laptop on every vacation, spending evenings alone on the couch, and listening to our joys and frustrations when a final paper was due or a grade was lower than expected. We could not have done it without you. Thank you. And last, but definitely not least, we want to thank the professors who helped us navigate the 18 required classes, who held our hands during the thesis writing process, and kept us motivated not to give up. The online experience proved to be a wise choice during the 2020 to 2022 timeframe. In November 2019, I received my acceptance letter. In December 2019, the first COVID case was reported. In June 2020, the first online class started. We survived working from home while homeschooling and learning online. We persisted through illness and the nonstop schedule. We didn't let anything stop us from reaching what we wanted. A wise man, my Uncle Verge, probably watching in now, once told me that knowledge is power and that education is the one thing that no one can ever take away from you. So in conclusion, I want to encourage everyone in this room and watching online to follow their dreams and never give up. So whether you want to start a business of your own, apply for a senior management position, or lead a startup human resources department, do not let anything stand in your way. There are no excuses in life, just opportunities. So remember that if there is a will, there is a way. And as we learned over the past 2 years, in the words of Kelly Clarkson, an American country singer, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Thank you.
I love that empirical study of want versus need. Although the research methodology needs to be worked on a little bit, but we have a lot of people here that'll help you with that one if you want to retake the survey. We get to our final class representative with somebody who had a completely different experience from all of you. So from our DBA program, I'd like to welcome to the stage Dr. Ehsan Fakar.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Is it clear, everything? Because I didn't, check it before. Congratulations. I'm Ehsan from Iran. Actually, sorry, my friend, all the students, because all of them is better than I, okay? Anyway, congratulations, MSM graduate. I'm honored to be speaking with you all today, CEO, faculty, staff, honored guests, and friends. Good afternoon and congratulations to MSM Graduate 2022. I realize most of you, have a splitting headache and have not slept. Yeah, am I right? But you cannot graduate until I finish. Listen up, we made it. Yeah. Because we are I'm the last samurai. Anyway, we made it. Before I begin, I want to thank you, my friends and my family, actually, because they are why I'm up here today. They have provided me with the resources and to flourish and support are in every aspect of my life. So from the bottom of my life, thank you. Congratulations remarks another milestone in our lives. In this reason, there are students from various programs within the Graduate Master School of Management, and our experience may be very different. We are in actually probably anxious and excited about lives ahead. Whether it's pursuing a higher degree or going into the real world as a working professional. Well, it is hard work to create change. Sometimes life hits you in head with a brick. Do not lose finished. The only things that kept me going was I loved what I do. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. A Persian proverb says, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. This means that acquiring knowledge does not belong to a special period and must always be pursued. I firmly believe DBA is not a joke. DBA is not a game. at least for me, It firmly believe, you get frustrated maybe during DBA time or Doctor of Business Administration, disappointed again and again. Okay, tell you the truth, I told myself, Asan, what are you doing? More than 20 times, okay, and disappointed. However, I kept going, I did it, and it came true. My family and friend always said to me, when finalize your DBA, okay? I said to them, all of them, soon. But it, takes 4 years. Let me tell you, the world of research is really extensive if you're unfamiliar with the narrowing down. Okay, be careful. Narrowing down, you will get into trouble limiting your research study. So, focus on it. Narrowing down, my thesis culminated 8 chapters, nearly 400 pages. I emphasize narrowing down, however, I wasn't successful. Yeah. I developed it to extend, to slake my thirst. As very researcher now, sometimes things don't go according to my planned result, aren't what we expect. We may have been challenging in our study and coverage stick back or job application, but take these and look back positive light. I learned from this experience and go back to the original questions with new knowledge and keep experimenting. While I dived into DBA thesis, I need to equip myself a couple of things, including medical belt and neck protector. Do you know why? Because many times, I sitting on the table. You need a big table, length and width, and a big monitor. And actually, you should, study a research methodology, okay, and literature review. You need to have a collection of research method books inside you, okay? They are become part of your life. In fact, it molds you in an academic researcher. A light bulb moment come to me as I was dividing into theoretical background and literature review. You know what I say, conceptual model and conceptual framework. It's too much ambiguity, complexity, awareness, and understanding of management knowledge. It was awesome to be engaged with the professor we had during RMS program in Faculty of Management, Science and Technology of Amir Kabir University. We also would like an unforgettable session with professor and classmates. Personally, I extend my appreciation to Professor Eva, John, and Nasser. Thank you, all of them. To wrap up my conversation, I'm going to add a bit more. Your time is limited. But you dare to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything is actually secondary. I'm going to quote this from Stephen Jobs' graduation speech. Stay foolish, stay hungry, which somehow means seeking knowledge from the cradle to the grave. You don't need any wisdom from me. What I want to offer you today from my speech, if you wanted to walk away with one thought, I would say, guys, never give up. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So I see we found our common theme for the day. Never give up. We've heard that now 3 times at least. But if any of you are considering a DBA, 400 pages is not the expectation. So it's okay. Consider it, please. We would love to have you in our new executive PhD program. The last surprise we have for you is our yearbook video that we love to show at the end of this year, and then we'll be at the end of the ceremony. So let's go ahead and get started with the yearbook video for the year.
Hello, hi. So how is this gonna, like, are you gonna crop and edit?
No, it says camera access is on. Sorry, ik hoor jou net niet.
Is it all better?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to see, okay, let me see if I move a little bit, it doesn't show that so badly there. Helped it?
Or do I just start?
Okay, all right.
Hello, bonjour, salut.
Hello everyone, I'm Inge Heikkinen.
My name is Karim Domiati.
My name is Anne. My last name is Marie.
My name is Priscilla Natkunda.
My name is Dinesh, I come from New Zealand.
I come from Lebanon.
So I'm from Kenya.
And I come from a beautiful country called Rwanda, from the heart of East Africa.
I have just graduated from my executive MBA degree, so I'm a graduate now. And this was my year at MSM.
I think one of my favorite highlights of MSM was the first week, the introduction week.
Yeah, I remember the excitement with everyone and getting to know the people.
Always wondering, like, am I going to make friends?
Everything was so fresh, you didn't know what to expect.
In front of the billboard saying Maastricht School of Management, for me, that's where my dream started.
To meet new people, getting to make new friends that can last a lifetime.
It was great because I felt like the whole cohort within here was going through the same experience and people sort of helped each other, and I think that's the greatest part, you know.
I was able to get best friends from there from like day one.
It was memorable because we started going out and, you know, there was already plans in place for the rest of the year, and it was great.
Wonderful people, welcome to Maastricht.
I have to say that Maastricht surprised me in a very positive way.
I didn't really know much about it before I came.
It reminds me of home from New Zealand, where I come.
The city centre in general, just walking around, just the architecture, the roads, the shops.
It's the only place in the Netherlands with a hill, to be honest. Welcome to my Maastricht.
I think my biggest takeaways is I learned so much. So.
I was a very introverted person who didn't know how to make friends as much, how to socialize, but after I came here, I realized quickly it was very easy.
I changed personally. It was a really big growth journey for me in terms of my confidence levels, my leadership style.
We had the opportunity to engage with students, classmates, teachers from all over the world.
I feel like I learned so much in terms of not only the technical hard skills, but also the soft skills for my fellow students.
Which is very valuable if you want to operate outside of your own borders.
I definitely enjoyed the SDG challenge. It was good to finally put some of those learnings that we've had from our courses into practice, you know, consulting with an organization on their problems and helping them through the process of understanding not just sustainability but also improving their work culture, which I thought was something great to do because you don't really think of culture, but it's something we can impart.
What I really enjoyed is the international group of people. Of course, you don't meet them, but online MBA is focusing on assignments. So yeah, you really see each other's work, and it is really interesting how everyone is viewing a different topic.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, super. Bye. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Hey, bedankt en succes verder.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you that we've come to the end of the ceremony. Oh. Actually, we've almost come to the end. No, we've come to the end. And I want to remind all of our guests that please first let our honorees, the graduates, and then the academic procession to leave the room. And then after they're all gone, then the rest of us can leave. Now, we do have some housekeeping before the final thing, because you do have one more thing you're waiting for. I do want to remind everybody that we were having dinner tonight at La Caverna in Cartier and Care, if you want to look that up. Also, please remember to download Solo Learn. I've got mine installed, ready to go. Python for beginners. We're good for our guest speaker. And remember, the shuttle leaves at 5:45 outside to the left. If you looked at your previous emails, there's a slight change. Go out the main entrance. To the left, you'll find the buses. At 5:45, 17:45, there's no other shuttles. If you don't have a car, that's your only chance to get there. And then they'll come back at 11 o'clock. Now, as already indicated at the beginning of the ceremony, there's that slight change, left and not right. So, to conclude our ceremony today, I will invite to the stage our final speaker, Dr. Stuart Dixon, Director of Academics and the Academic Coordinator, MBA Programs at MSM. I said speaker. He doesn't have a long speech prepared. Okay. Well, Dr. Dixon completed his PhD at the European University Institute in Florence. He specialized in industrial economics. Now, before working with MSM, he was the director of the bachelor's program at Maastricht University School of Business and Economics. That sounds familiar. As well as being the academic coordinator of the Maastricht MBA. He currently teaches courses in strategic management and industrial economics, and his research interests are in the area of scenario planning and market dynamics. So to close this out, please, Dr. Dixon, come to the stage.
So, of course, I'm assuming you all want to have a 1 hour speech. Or, no, no, of course. I mean, it's been a fantastic ceremony. I mean, I'd like to thank everybody who's involved in this, of course, as Oliver's thanked everybody already. But one special applause for Oliver, please, because he does this every year, and it's just a fantastic job. So thanks, Oliver, for this. It's really, really great. It's really nice to see everybody here as well. You know, it's a very special day, and it's a day of course, a celebration. I'm not really sure why we're all dressed in black, because in Europe, at least, black is not really the color that's associated with celebration, as you know. But it is so nice to see all these happy faces at the final part of your journey. And, you know, you've been prepared for this with the MBA program, because there's a few tasks, a little task that you have to do now at the end, which requires, of course, collaboration, cooperation, working together. It requires also concentration, listening to the words that I say. And it requires, of course, agility, because you will have to throw your hat in the air. Yes. So I'd like the photographers, whoever, to come to the front. He's ready. Are you ready? Yeah? Graduates, I would like you to stand up. Now, don't touch your hats, because this is where it goes wrong. I'm going to say a few words, which is class of 2022, you are dismissed, and you will then throw your hats into the air at the same time. Yeah, tricky one. Okay, are you all ready, everybody? Because this is the moment you've been waiting for. Yeah? Are you sure? You don't want a speech? No. Okay. Okay. Class of 2022, you are dismissed. Okay, graduates, would you kindly grab your hat and take off your capes? Well done.
Again, please wait for our graduates to leave the room first, and then we'll follow. Okay, our faculty procession, you may now leave.